Heavenly Son. All praises and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Hakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles out in New York, the great millstone of GMS. Honors to all Akim around the planet, lifting up the name of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, and shift to sincerity. With that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. As you see in the title, look out for these weeds. All right, look out for these weeds. I'm going to keep it over here because there are kids in the back. I want them on it, so make sure this stays over here. Look out, yeah, it's going to keep falling down right here. So it's fine as long as it's, over here, it's fine. Just keep my eye on the puppet show. Matter of fact, I don't know if it's going to change my orientation. Yeah, rotate. Yeah, perfect. There we go. So now we don't got to worry about the back.
Right.
Now we keep our personal private, but we ain't going to stop the work of the Lord just because we got chillins in the back. But anyway, look out for these weeds, so-called weeds, plants that you, and go look up these things in nature. All right, this is going to be, not a long lesson, but we're speaking at the camp before we go to a camp meeting. And while we were at the camp, we were just speaking on the four sword judgments that's going to come upon the 2/3, actually the whole world, but we deal with Israel, the 2/3, and how they're going to be one of those four swords. Matter of fact, let's start there. Give me a four sword judgment. There's a couple of places they talk about the four sword judgment. All right, and Jake, if you go in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter, says it's going to be a time unlike any other time. And then Jeremiah 30:7 says it's going to be the time of Jacob's trouble.
Right.
All right. And so so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, that's Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, continues to push this earth to more anarchy, chaos, and then getting rid of the dollar, establishing digital currency to the C to the H to the I to the P, like potato chips, but with the micro technology. When the Lord that allows Esau to implement it, he's going to force you where you can't buy or sell. He's going to force you to have to be in a precarious situation. If you don't have Yahweh Shem Shai and truth and sincerity in your life, living it and doing it the way the Lord said do it, you will be destroyed and enter into one of these four sword judgments. One of them is the famine. Okay? Go ahead. You got it?
Yeah. So, it's like this is I gotta find it, but I got one on deck. This is judgments. Judgments are prepared for scorners and stripes for the bag of fools.
You are sore, S-O-R-E.
Oh, that's
and you can find it, or sore.
Right.
You're gonna find it.
It's like
right?
Yeah.
It's okay.
My phone tweaking.
It's all right. See, but Jake, they don't understand that it's gonna be a certain fearful look in the judgment. Because right now, Jake is comfortable. They're going to be caught unawares. Jake does not know, like that Isaiah, the first chapter, Jake does not know. They do not consider. They're not considering Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They're not considering the latter end. They're not considering their enemies. They have totally revolted and gone, as the scriptures say. All right? Did you find it? It should be one in Jeremiah. It should be one in Ezekiel.
I got the Ezekiel.
Well, okay, go ahead, yeah.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15 and verse 3. And I will appoint over them four kinds, said the Lord, the sword to slay and the dogs to tear.
So the Lord said he gave you four kinds. What did he say? What's some of them kinds?
The sword to slay.
The sword. Now the sword to slay could be a knife, could be a gun, and ultimately it's going to be the missiles. All right? But it's any kind of implement that can pierce through your skin. All right, go ahead.
The sword to slay and the dogs to tear.
He's going to bring Fido to get you. Do you know if you go downtown Chicago? Matter of fact, you don't even have to go downtown Chicago. You go downtown, north side, especially where Esau, Edom. Now you come into the hood, a lot of Jake got dogs too, but almost every Edomite house got a dog. All right, so when you go downtown, you see nothing but dogs everywhere being walked. I'm talking about little Pomeranians to little Shih Tzus, little golden doodles and doodle dams and whatever the hell, right? And that day, when it starts collapsing, they're not going to have the food to eat because they And even though they might have one of the microchips in their fur, they can't go to the bank, they can't go to the store. Guess what lunch is going to be? Their owners, man. There's going to be packs of dogs. All right. The Lord said the animals are already going to change their place. So now we're seeing coyotes in downtown. We're seeing, mountain lions coming to the city. We're seeing bears coming to the city. Okay, of course not bears here in Chicago, but we've seen all these other animals coming to the city in different places across the country. And then over there in France, the zoo had got out, animals from the zoo. Wait till the Lord opens these, when these Edomites feeling sorry for these animals and they see everything's collapsed. I'm gonna let them out. I don't stuck here and die. Fuji, you know what I'm saying? The great ape silverback. Okay, now Fuji, the great ape silverback is gonna be over there in the hood. It's gonna be over there from Brookfield Zoo. Oh, it ain't nothing but my suburbs over there. You don't go run through that shit, man. All right, and this is thus saith Lord. The Lord said He's giving. Go ahead.
And the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the earth.
Like I said, it's gonna be the fowls, the birds. Carry on. Don't sit over there and wait till you get so weak and get so weak. And you don't have to be dead for them to start messing with you. They'll start picking you and eating you alive. Don't be immobile.
Right.
All right. Go ahead.
To devour and destroy.
Go ahead.
And I will cause them to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth, because of Manasseh, the son of Hezekiah, king of Judah.
Okay, that's good enough. And it's another fourth sword. You had one?
Yeah.
Go ahead, hold on.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, verse 21. But thus saith the Lord Yahweh, how much more when I send my sword judgment upon Jerusalem, the sword and the famine, and the noisome beast, and the pestilence.
So the pestilence, the plagues,
Right.
from tornadoes to hurricanes to diseases to anything that's going to plague your ass, to the sword, to the famine. You're looking for food, and this is the reason why the Spirit was on this one, for knowing your foods that you eat, because I showed some. The brother was like, "God damn, I didn't know that." Yes, these are foods that you can eat. Some you might have to cook, but technically you don't even have to cook them.
Right.
You
right.
can eat them raw.
Right.
Now, if you eat them raw and you don't cook them when they're tender, they're kind of very, very edible to where they're actually pleasing and tasty, like a salad. But then, if they get to full growth, certain of these you have to cook it to make it fit tasty. Otherwise, it's going to be straight greens. Smell like you're eating grass. But even if you had to, you couldn't cook it. You can eat it and survive.
Right.
Okay. So, matter of fact,
I got that Genesis 1:29.
go ahead.
Okay, herbs for you to eat. As the elder was just talking about, the food that the Lord, obviously he said his servants are going to eat. He's going to deliver us in a famine. So, we don't know how, but we know Yahweh Shema Shah is going to make sure that his servants eat. You know what I mean? He's going to provide for it. And this is Genesis 1:29, just saying the fact that he give us herbs as meat to eat. And the elder, since he's been doing the garden, Yahweh Shema Shah has right along the roadside that we can eat. But this is Genesis 1:29. And the Most High said, "Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat." So Shema Shah has already given us the gift of food. You know what I mean? In time of famine, like you said, they're not used to eating these vegetables and greens. They're predominantly over in Esau Edom's kingdom. They're eating nothing but carnivorous food. So they're not gonna have a clue on which way to go. You know what I mean? Especially since the Spirit is not dwelling with them.
That's right.
You know what I mean? They're gonna be in dire straits.
That's right.
So, go ahead.
That's it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm gonna get to make sure we.
I'm getting well. Since you're in Genesis, go to Genesis 1 and the last verse.
Right. This is Genesis 1 and the last verse, and this is Genesis 1:30. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life.
Go to one verse. No, go to one verse above that.
Yes,
Yeah,
what
29.
That's what I just read.
Oh, you just read 29. Well,
yeah.
then read the last verse.
Right. This is Genesis 1:29. Read again. You know what I mean? Just for clarification. And behold, the Most High said, "Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which this Salaki, in the which is the fruit of a, I read that, I butchered that, in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat.
For your consumption.
Right.
So He given all this for herbs and vegetation for your consumption. Now, are they all for, so you're not going to be able to eat poison ivy. So certain things you can eat, but then there's an actual use for poison ivy. Certain herbs and certain plants have certain apothecary. And somebody put the word apothecary, hard to say it, it's in the apothecary.
Definition.
No, not but it's the scriptures that's talking about the apothecary. It's like it for me butchering that word.
Yeah.
But the Lord is, and then somebody give me the medicines from the field. Look at the word medicine in the scriptures, and then the apothecary. 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 Somebody got it?
I got a scripture.
Go ahead.
This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 8. Of such doeth the apothecary make a confection, and of his words there is no end. From it peace all over the earth.
See, when you get peace, apothecary, because you know what? Nobody's at dis-ease. Nobody's sick. All right. Go up a little bit above that.
Verse 7. Oh yeah, verse 4. This is Sirach chapter 38, verse 4. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth.
Perfect, because that's the one I wanted. The Lord has created what?
Medicines out of the earth.
No, out of a cauldron.
Medicines out of the earth.
No. You go get some chemicals and you mix them together to make a potion, like the Walgreens symbol in a pot, and you stir it up together and say,
Right.
And then that's what heals people.
Medicines out of the earth.
See, the scripture said no medicine is supposed to come out of the earth, all right? Not out of a pill or a pill box. Go ahead.
The Lord had created medicines out of the earth. And he that is wise will not abhor them.
And if you're really wise, you would not abhor them. So guess what? This vegetation that we're going to give you some names of some, and maybe show some pictures if we can of some. These are your medicines. This will be your food, And if you knew this, you can harvest these things and eat all these things, and they can actually help you out of sicknesses. Go ahead.
You could just Google it. Plants commonly mistaken for weeds that are healthy or something like that. And it says dandelions.
Okay, so dandelions. Now, I would pull up a picture of a dandelion, but if I have to do that, that would be retarded, because everybody knows what a dandelion looks like. All right? And dandelions, we see them everywhere. We see that the kids pick up the seeds, the puffs, and they're blowing them, and they go everywhere. And then you got Esau and rounding up all the seeds. All the dandelions, and putting Roundup and cancer in your garden to get rid of the Most High's medicine. And when you go Google the number one plants that are called weeds, but are actually very nutritious, edible, and healthy for you, dandelions is the number one, or one of the number one. All right, huge, number one. Every part of the dandelion is edible, from the flowers to the leaves to the root, the stem, all of it. Okay, and they have matter of fact, go ahead, you can just put it right in front of the all right, you all know what dandelions look like. Okay, those are highly nutritious and highly edible. All right, and can cure cancers to all kind of shits. Go look up the benefits of dandelions. Do your research, especially before the blackouts or the tearing down of the access to the internet. All right. What's the next one?
Nettle.
Nettles. All right. And you'll see these. I think they call them stinging nettles. All right, and you'll see them in the parks. You'll see them on the side of the road. You'll see them in your lawn, in your backyard, in the grass. Okay. It looks something like this. You need to learn and familiarize yourself with what they look like. Okay. Go ahead. Give me the next one.
The next one is chickweed.
Chickweed. All right. You'll find all these you'll find around in nature. Okay. And you will see this and you will walk over and you say, oh, there's some pretty flowers. That's just some pretty flowers. And you won't be thinking that you can eat them. And then you will know what part, a part of a so-called plant is not edible. Some might be poisonous. So if you don't have the knowledge, you just can't randomly eat some shit. Because you might see some berries. Some of them berries are toxic. Some of them are poison. Only certain animals can eat it because they need it because there's a certain thing in there, that's meant for them to eat. All right. One that I know this probably, I don't know if it's on that list or not, but I just, it's in my spirit to say, are cattails. We see the cattails, they look on the side of the road and look like little hot dogs. All right. The cattails, matter of fact, go to your phone and just Google the benefits of eating cattails. The health benefits of eating cattails or something like that.
Health benefits of eating cattails.
Go ahead, brother.
Cattail helps in reducing the risk of arteriosclerosis. It aids in controlling diabetes, controls hypertension, helps to gain weight, improves digestion, and acts as an analgesic.
Can I see? That's just up. Stop. They know some words. Let me see. Reducing the risk of atherosclerosis, aids in controlling diabetes, controls hypertension, helps to gain weight. So if you got a problem gaining weight, you're supposed to eat cattails. Improves digestion, acts as an analgesic. All right. So and it's healthy. You can eat it. It's food. Now you sit up there on the side of the road and you go, I'm running from this place to that place, and next thing you know, you sitting up there like, I'm just so hungry. And there go a whole patch of cattails.
Right.
And they're sitting there like, I wish I could have something to eat. And it's right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Give me another one, Big Buck.
Purslane.
Purslane. Now, I happen to have, that's good. I happen to have purslane growing among certain things in my garden, right? And I usually, I never even seen the flowers of a purslane because I usually cut them down. I usually pull them up because I'm growing what I'm growing. And I saw this, and I had no idea, as in a couple of days ago, that purslane was edible. But I was looking on, doing my research and looking at certain things, and I was on Instagram, and they was like, yeah, if you think this is a weed in your garden, don't cut this out of your garden. It's actually one of the most nutrient-dense, better than this, better than that. I was like, what? And I was like, wow, this is amazing. Now it gave me a new insight on purslane. Now I'm going to go harvest some and check some out and get some of them benefits too. And now if I notice and see this in the wild, especially in that day, that time of Jacob trouble, time that I know I'm trying to get me something to eat, then I know this is going to be substance. I can know this will be food for me. Okay? For the next one.
The next one is plantain.
Plantains. That's the one that I showed you at the camp.
The camp, right? Yeah.
And that's the one that's the thumbnail of the screenshot that I took. And you see them long like shoelaces that stick straight up. And when you running in the park, you used to kick them with a kid, so because you're running through them. All right, that's called not romaine. What is it? Plantains. All right, now it's not the plantains with that look like the bananas and so forth. But it's in the same family. It's a plantain. All right, and when the leaves are very young, you can pull them right off and eat them, and they'll just be like eating a salad. When they get a little full grown and those stems get high, then you want to take them and you want to cook them like, saute them like, you saute some spinach or
right.
cook some greens or something like that. All right. You know what I'm saying? And we can keep going, but we're about to approaching our destination. What's the next one? Just get one more.
Clover.
Clovers. Matter of fact, you see the 3-leaf clovers, though, when you be always looking for the 4-leaf clovers.
Right.
They actually taste good. They taste decent. I used to eat them as a kid. I picked up them. I don't even know why I did. I something that said try and eat them or something. I just tasted it, and they tasted pretty decent. You can eat clovers. All right. We'll show this one here. And they'll call them 3-leaf clovers. This is edible. This is food, man. And they're everywhere. So the Lord has given us all this to have and to eat and to have this for substance. And what are we doing? Bullshit and trusting Esau Edom.
Facts.
All right. Believing in his medicines. And his medicines is a chemical witchcraft bullshit. So
I got it.
go ahead, brother.
It's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6, verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called.
You're right. The white man's science ain't real science. The word science means to know. If you don't know what's good to eat, and you're eating what he's telling you, just look at his evidence of what people live looking like. Overweight, obese, got gout, got diabetes, got gangrene, hypertension, high blood pressure, and every cancer and every ailment that you can think of. All right. So, go Google plants that look like weeds that are actually nutrition for you, or weeds that are actually plants that are very nutrition for you. Weeds are actually nutritious for you. Matter of fact, in front of the house, I'm growing all perennial flowers. Violets are one of them. All right.
Violets is on the list.
And I know I saw that too. Kind violets are on that list, and they're perennial flowers. But guess what? They come back every year and they're edible. All right. So I said no. Damn. So anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. We're around the corner, and we're gonna be getting calls asking where we at. So hopefully this has been edifying. Go look at these different plants. Get them in your inner spirit, so you'll know how to recognize them. Once you recognize them, you're gonna see how often you see them everywhere, and know what's good that you can eat and sustain yourself with. All right, just in case. All right, we don't know how the Lord is going to move and deal with us in that day. We just know the scripture says, "My servant shall eat." All right.
I had that on deck.
You have it?
Yeah.
We'll end on that one.
Yeah. As Isaiah 65 and 13. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh my power, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So, bottom line is, like the elder was saying, it's so beautiful that he has this knowledge that Yahweh Shema has imparted on him on what to grow, what to eat, things like that, because this type of stuff will save you in that time.
That's
So
right.
Jacob's trouble. And the fact that, Yahweh Shema said we're going to eat. He didn't say what we were going to eat. He just said we're going to eat. You know what I mean?
That's
and we're
right.
going to be fine. Those who are, under that Psalms 91, you know what I mean? Those are going to be covered. Those who are serving Yahweh Shema in this truth and this faithful walk. But for the rest of them who are not covered, they're going to suffer.
That's right. That's right. So hopefully this has been edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Rakakadash. All praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles out in New York, a great millstone at GMS. Honors to all Akim around the planet, lifting up the name of Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, and truth and sincerity. Everyone say Shalom.
Shalom.
And Abba Babal.
Abba Babal. That's beautiful, Salaki, elder. You just rolling, so I was like,